Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Laura of Laura Plans It, and today I want to talk to you about meal planning. Okay, so one of the things that I've been doing recently, actually probably for a really long time, but really seriously doing lately is meal planning. I use the Erin Condren Petite Daily Meal Planner for all my meal planning, and I have found that the original layout as it's intended isn't exactly right for me. It's close, but it's not exactly what I'm looking for. So I've tweaked it a little bit to fit my style. And today, instead of sitting here and chit-chatting with you in front of the camera too long, I'm actually gonna walk you through how I set up my meal planner. But before I do that, I wanted to stop in and just kind of explain the benefits of using the meal planner, or any meal planner for that matter, and a couple things that I'm actually trying to implement in 2020 that I think will make my meal planning and my grocery budget and all that much better for me. So the first thing that I want to share is why I think it's important to use a meal planner. And I think the biggest importance is you're never stuck at 4:45, 5 o'clock wondering, what am I doing for dinner? Where am I going to get food? Running to the grocery store, overbuying, or even just saying forget it and ordering pizza, which for a long time I said forget it, we're ordering pizza. So the meal planner gives you that sense of, I know what I'm doing, I know I have everything I need. There's a grocery list in it, which I do use. So, you can bring it with you wherever you're going because it is very lightweight and portable. It fits really great in the on-the-go folio, and you can easily pick up groceries if you need them. One other added benefit to it is if you haven't gotten to your meal planning for the week, or you're falling behind, or you guys get sick and have the stomach flu like we had last week, you can look at past weeks, and it's really pretty easy to figure out what you might need for those recipes and be able to actually quickly pull together something. There's also a recipe index in the back of the meal planner that I'll show you as well once I do my walkthrough with you. For 2020, I'm planning on adding some recipes into this. I haven't added any yet, but the reason why I'm planning to is we've got a couple staple items that are really easy. And honestly, most of them, I know the ingredients by heart. I know how long they're gonna take. I know where to get them, but it's nice to have that reference because God forbid we love this recipe we have for turkey burgers. And it would be really bad if I went and I got everything except ground turkey, or everything but the turkey buns, the buns for the burgers, which guys, I cannot tell you how many times I have done that. So utilizing that recipe index in the back is great. Here in 2020, one of the things that I'm actually implementing into my grocery shopping list and grocery process is couponing, which is, it can be as easy or as intense as you make it, guys. I am making it moderately easy because I really am lazy and I don't want to spend time researching all of the coupons and best sales, and I'm not going to have 300 bottles of mustard stored up in my basement, guys. But couponing is one of the things that I'm adding. And then the other thing that I'm adding to it is like rebates and things like that. And so I'm actually just arrived in the mail today. I have an Erin Condren dot grid notebook that I picked up with a special cover just for this, and I will go through it. I really want to show it to you guys. I'll probably show it in the walkthrough in a little bit. I haven't set it up yet. It's just a dot grid notebook, but I'll show you the cover. So I have the dot grid notebook and this nice cover that says, grocery budget and grocery list and all this stuff. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna track, every time I purchase something, I'm gonna write it down. I'm also gonna track in the coupons that I've used and how much money I've saved for each trip so that I can really see if this is working for me or not. So that's what I'm implementing in 2020. And I actually do have a way to track not the cost and the numbers, but track coupons and sales in my meal planner. So let's get to it. Okay, so guys, these are my meal planning supplies, and this is pretty much all I need for my weekly meal planning. Now, I meal plan once a week. I don't like to plan too far in advance because our schedule changes so much, and we do like to dine out. I do have a separate budget category for dining out, and so I typically don't want to get too far in advance because I'll end up having spoiled food in the fridge if I do otherwise. So the first thing that I have are these notepads. Now, these are list pads, and I just ordered these from Erin Condren. I'm so excited to have them. And everything you can see, it's all lemon themed because that's my kitchen, like my whole kitchen design is lemon. So I love that they have this new fruity beauty pattern, which matches my kitchen, which makes me super happy. This is my grocery list. I will put magnets on the back. They don't come with magnets on the back, which I wish they would. I wish that was an option. That would be really nice. Just, I mean, it takes 30 seconds for me to put my magnets on here, so it's no big deal. But these will go on my fridge. We have a pen clip that's already up there with a cheapo ballpoint pen. And when things run out or my husband or my kids think of something that they'd like, they write it on this list, and I check this before I go to the grocery store every week. The next thing that we have, and I'm actually gonna go through this first, is my grocery budget and savings log. So this is the notebook that I mentioned, my dot grid notebook. And what I'm really excited, this is all new. And so I decided to set it up really quickly just to show you how I'm planning to use it. And what I'm really excited about for this is the tracking aspect of things. So I'm not really good at tracking things. If you've been following for a while, you know I have ADHD. My brain gets scattered really easily, so I have to write things down. And so this was my way of trying to make sure I am on top of all of our groceries and make sure that the work that I'm doing with coupons and with my rebates, which I'm going to explain in a minute, is actually paying off and I'm not just wasting my time. So this book here, like I said, is a dot grid notebook. And let me go ahead and just flip this all the way open here. I got these really cool tabs I picked them up at Walmart. They're made by Avery. I'll link them in the description below along with everything else that I talk about today. And I've set up 3 sections. I'm only using 2 right now. I haven't decided 100% what I want to do with this third one, but I've got an idea. The 2020 savings is going to be what you see here, just a record of what my savings are. I will do a totals line at the bottom. So, but I wanted to get this done really quickly. So you can see I've got the date, the grocery store. This total is the amount that I spent on my groceries. This is the amount that I saved before I had to pay. So this is what I charged on my card or I gave cash for. This is what my total savings was on my receipt. So this would be manufacturer's coupons. This would be rebates at the store, using my store card. Those kinds of things are all listed here. This is the Ibotta app, which I'm gonna link for Ibotta and Fetch, I have referral links, and I'm gonna link them below. I would love if you join my Ibotta team if you haven't already signed up for Ibotta. I would love if you use my Fetch Rewards referral link as well. The cool thing about Ibotta is that when you sign up through my link, we are joined as a team. So we can actually work together to get bigger rewards and more cash back, which is really cool. And right now, my only teammates are my mom and my stepmom-in-law, and neither one of them really actually use it. So I am really excited, and I'd really like to see if we can get some rewards, y'all. So the cool thing about them is you go through, what I do with them is I go through and look if there's anything that's on my grocery list in the Ibotta app. If there is, I will check the box, watch a video if they've got a video. Most times they don't unless it's an any item, which means literally any peanut butter or any receipt. You have to watch a short video, something like that. But I add it to my list and then I redeem using my receipt afterwards. Fetch, you don't have to do anything but take a picture of your receipt as long as it's from a grocery store or one of their accepted locations, which for me is Giant, Harris Teeter, and I shop sometimes at Walmart and Target. So I'm tracking these. The main reason why I'm tracking them is to make sure that they are worth my time. Ibotta takes a little bit more time because I have to flip through everything to make sure there's something on my grocery list that I can get a reward for. Fetch takes no time at all. However, 1,000 points is $1 of rewards. And as you can see, I mean, the most I ever got back was this Harris Teeter. I got $179 or points back. So that would be, what, 10 cents maybe? So whatever that I'm not a mathematician, guys, so I'm sure I did that really wrong, and honestly, I don't care because it's math. I will use my calculator to figure this out later. So there you go. Second part that I'm using this book for, and this is where I'm really gonna end up saving money as long as I utilize this is my inventory. So this is a new way for me to track. I know a lot of people will put something on a clipboard and put it in their pantry. I can't do that. I've tried it before, it's never worked. So as I buy things in bulk, I am going to use a stencil and draw in circles here, and I will check them off as I use them. So if I have leftovers, or if I have extra, so chicken breast, I think I bought 12 of them because the ones that we liked went on like 50% off sale. It was great. So I think I've got 12. I'm gonna go double check before I add anything else in here. And as I use them, I'll take my pen and I will just check and check. And then when the circles are getting close to filled up, I know that it's time to replenish that in my inventory. Same with bread and English muffins. I actually do put these in the freezer and I buy them in bulk. And then the next page, I have my pantry items. So black beans, my husband's from Miami. He eats black beans as if they were a staple in everybody's meal. Chicken broth, beef broth, vegetable broth, you know, just things that I'm adding here in general. And then this section here, I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with it yet. I do want a section where I can write down notes and plan my actual coupons with my trip, but so far I haven't needed to do that. So that's what this book is. Again, I have the Fruity Beauty pattern from Erin Condren because it matches my kitchen and these things stay in my kitchen. Then we get into the actual planning of my meals. So today I'll walk you through a pretty basic way of how I do it, and I'll show you some of my old meal plans. But one of the things that's really important to me is following the sales flyers. So if you have sales flyers for your grocery store, it's a really great way to cut back your budget and meal plan properly. So for me, I'm gonna go straight to a brand new page. This is what the meal planner looks like. It is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It has a shopping list, which I definitely utilize, and meal prep strategies, which I don't actually meal prep strategy anything down here. Trying to see if I can go to a couple weeks before. Here we go. So this is where I write down where I've stocked up on things. In my planner, I separate this out by lunch, dinner, and sides, not breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I've actually created these stickers, and let me see if I can get them close enough where you can see them. They're not too bright. It says lunch, dinner, sides. And when you put these right in here on the top, you won't even notice a difference. I tried to get them as close to the Erin Condren colors as possible and the font as possible. I like to use correction tape over the words because I don't like ghosting. So I've done that. You don't have to. There's not much ghosting, but I love, love, love the idea of just being able to really quickly do that and boom. Now it says lunch, dinner, sides, which is exactly how I plan. Then I use a big ruler, and this is just a 12-inch ruler. I'd call it a big ruler because I usually use the 6-inch ones. I will link this in the description below. I just draw a line between lunches and dinners. I started doing this a while back because I didn't have stickers made to indicate lunch, dinner, side, breakfast, lunch, dinner, you know? So I was scribbling out, writing lunch, dinner, sides, and drawing this line to indicate this is lunch, this is dinner. Now I don't really use it for that, but it works. So I am going to plan, this is my meal plan for next week. So I'm actually gonna try to do kind of we'll call this like a general meal plan for, it'll probably be the first week of February because oh my gosh, I can't believe we're getting that far in the year, guys. All right, so first thing that I pay attention to is what we have going on that week. So Sunday would actually be February 2nd, so 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Now, this planner is a Sunday start date. I am seriously considering switching this because I would much prefer it to be a Monday start date. But for the time being, it works because I just flip back and forth and it's no big deal. I do not plan lunches for Sunday or Saturdays because we usually go out as a family together. So I don't do anything for that. I will put in some of our favorites for the week though. So my kids really like, let's see, peanut butter and banana sandwiches. And we'll do apple slices on the side. We'll just put apples. Some of them get sliced, some don't. It doesn't really matter. So I'll go ahead and fill these in. I'm gonna fast forward through that, and when I'm done, I'll come back and work you through my dinners. Okay, so now I have all of my lunches in, and what I will do is I will write down anything I know I don't typically keep in my pantry. So things like grapes will go over here. And I know I'm out of chicken nuggets, so I need to write that down. And I have tuna. I will need bell peppers because by that time anything I have in my pantry in that respect would probably be bad, but bell peppers. I already have individual packaged hummuses for the kids, which I try not to buy individual packaged things because they are really pricey, but at the same time, they last a little bit longer and it's portion control for the kids. So, all right, let's see. I'll probably need strawberries again. I know I have shrimp and I'm pretty good on apples right now, but I might write that down anyways, just in case. Berries. And I will tell you right now, if you guys have ever watched my plan with me's, you know I don't talk while I'm writing. This is why. I'm terrible at talking and writing, so I appreciate you bearing with me in this. All right, so these are all the things that I'm probably gonna need by the time I go to the grocery store. Then I do dinners. So I have a few ways that I meal plan for my dinners. The first thing that I do is I look through some of my favorite cookbooks for recipes that are seasonal. So it is winter right now. We like a lot of soups and stews and chilies and kind of like stick to your bones kind of meals. So I have 3 cookbooks that I love. This one is called Great Food Fast. It is from Martha Stewart Living. And this was actually a wedding gift that my husband and I got almost 11 years ago. Actually, we probably got the book over 11 years ago, but we've been married almost a whole 11 years, that poor man. Anyways, so I have this book. What's really cool about it is it is actually like divided up by seasons. So you go to the beginning here, there's spring, summer, fall, winter, basics, and reference. So I usually flip through to the beginning. I read through the main courses and the pastas, especially pasta in wintertime. Maybe pick a couple things that I really like. Usually from this book, it's 1, maybe 2 for the whole week, but it's typically just 1. And I put that in my meal plan. But the winter recipes in that book actually aren't my favorite. The spring and summer ones are. So the other books that I use are my 5-ingredient 15-minute cookbook. And sorry, it doesn't completely fit in the picture. This is old. This book, I don't know when this book was published. I wonder if it says in here. I have had this book for a long time. This is 1999. And I know my mom bought this book when it was brand new, and I took it when I moved out. So this is probably the original one. She bought a new one. My sister took it. Then she bought a new one, and I think my brother took it last year. So she is on her 4th copy. This one is the original, and I absolutely love this book. The recipe for chili in here is actually my favorite recipe. It's really quick, it's really easy, and it's really good. And then my last cookbook that I use is called Fresh Food Fast. Now this is the book, this is again Cooking Light, and this is the book I get most of my recipes from. I use it so much that the pages are literally falling out of it. That is how much I love this book. I actually bought a binding machine a while back for homeschooling, and I keep telling myself I'm gonna take all the pages out and bind it, and I just simply haven't. So I'm gonna use a recipe from this one as an example in here to show you how I set this up, and then I'll go in the rest of my meal planning for you and how I set up the rest of my planner. So one of my absolute favorite recipes in here is, hang on, let me see if I can find it. It's always so hard for me to find it when I'm sitting here. Here we go. It's a ginger beef pork recipe, or ginger beef recipe. So it's gonna be really close. Here we go, ginger lime beef stir fry. This is one of my absolute favorite recipes from this. So, if you can tell, seriously, that's where all the pages are falling out. So I'm gonna take the recipe page out because it's here. And I'm gonna write in that we're gonna do this on, let's say we'll do it on Monday. It's a really easy one to make. We don't have scouts that day, so I'm gonna write ginger lime beef stir fry. So, ginger lime beef stir fry. I know this is from my fresh food book, so I put FF so I know what cookbook it's in. It's on page 264. As long as the pages stay in order, it'll be easy for me to find it. And I would like to serve this. I don't serve it the way they have it in here. I serve this with brown rice, and I serve it with broccoli, steamed broccoli. Because the ginger sauce that it makes in here is just enough to coat the broccoli into a way that we like it. So next thing I do is I go through the list of ingredients. For me, that would be sugar, which I have a jumbo jar of. I don't need that. Ginger, I probably need because it's fresh. Let's see, fresh lime juice, so I need 1 lime. Soy sauce, I typically have, but I think I'm getting low, so I'm gonna write that on here. Crushed red pepper, I omit this because it's a little too spicy for the kids. My husband and I can add it after the fact. Oil, we always have in stock. So let's see, boneless sirloin steak, so 12-ounce sirloin. And green onions, which I know I don't have. And then 4 lime wedges, so I'm probably gonna actually need 2 limes. So we'll just update that there. I will also need brown rice and broccoli, which I get 2 because we eat a lot. So I will do that for every recipe. As you saw, there are some things on that recipe list that I clearly don't need, and I know that I don't need them. There are others that I'm not sure about. What I will do next is I will go through my fridge and my pantry to see any of these that I do already have, and I will simply check them off or cross them off. Then I will look at the app for Harris Teeter and the app for Giant, their sales flyers, and see which one has these cheaper. So I'm going to just pretend for the time being that grapes are cheaper at Giant. I use purple for Giant because my Giant member card is purple. And I use red for Harris Teeter, exact same reason. Let's say strawberries are buy one, get one over at Harris Teeter. So I mark them, I will mark all of them. And you can see a great example of that right here. The only things that I don't mark are things that I simply don't know. So these I didn't mark because I picked them up beforehand or had them in the house already. So these are ones I didn't know. So what I did is I wrote down the price at Harris Teeter on their app because they weren't on sale. I went to Giant first to see if they were cheaper. If they were cheaper at Giant, I picked them up. If they weren't, I added them to my Harris Teeter cart, and I do grocery pickup at Harris Teeter. So that's how I do that. Then, as you can see, I've got the yellow highlighter here. Anything that has a coupon, I highlight. That way I know that I have the coupon for it and I don't have to try to dig through everything. So if I'm doing this list, let's say, and I know that the soy sauce has a coupon, I will simply go through, highlight that, and I will buy it at whatever store is the least expensive. So that is how I meal plan. It takes me, on average, about 30 to 45 minutes to do my meal plan every week. And I don't always do it this intense. So to give you an idea, before the year began, this is what my meal plan looked like. I wrote down a couple things. I check off the meals once we've had them. If we haven't had them, I move them on to the next week. I checked off the items once I ordered them. I'd write down any notes that maybe I needed to do for the rest of the week. And that was it. And you could see before I made my own stickers, I just used whatever was left over from my kits for that week. Same thing here, right? So here's my list, which I didn't even check anything off because at this time I was just ordering from one store, picking it up and being done with it. And so I have upped this process quite a bit. I've changed things. Here's Thanksgiving week from 2019. So you can see these are things that I wanted to make and bring to Thanksgiving. These are things I needed to pick up at Giant because they didn't have it at Harris Teeter. So there's always some form of color coding and helping out, but this is really, I'll open up to last week. This is really the best example of how I color code all of my groceries. This one was highlighted because it moved to the following week. These are highlighted because I didn't eat them, so we can move them to the next week. These are from Nicole Hutch, her store. She had these beautiful little things. I bought a monthly kit, so these came with it. I'm probably gonna buy a ton more of these. I love those little stickers. I think these stickers might also be from one of her kits. I can't remember. Usually these are just leftovers. But that is pretty much my setup in here. And like I said, this is more of a, so you can see the process. But I do love having lunch, dinner, and sides. I love this new sticker that actually says that because it does look a lot nicer. If you guys are interested in this sticker, let me know. I am seriously considering listing this as my one and only item on Etsy. But I'd be happy to share that with you guys. But definitely let me know in the comments below. Or if you think there's something better to do here, or if you've seen a better idea, please let me know. I am always looking for new things. So that is what it looks like when it's all done. All right, so thank you guys so much for walking through the meal planner with me. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you learned something new from it. I cannot live without my meal planner. I truly can't. It's actually the first Petite planner that I had. It is the one that I use all the time, every day. I take it with me. It always stays with my Petite Daily, and so it's my Petite Daily, my meal planner, a lined or dot grid notebook, and sometimes I bring my budget book. Sometimes I bring my goal setting books. It just, my fourth one kind of flips out a lot, but it's always the Petite Daily and the meal planner for certain are always in there, and a lined notebook because 9 times out of 10 I gotta write something down. So if you like this video, I hope that you'll hit like, and if you'd like to see more vlogs, planner tips and tricks, and just general plan of me's, I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel. If you tap that bell, that'll turn on notifications so you are always alerted when a new video comes out. And of course, for behind the scenes sneak peeks and what I am working on right now, head on over to my Instagram at Laura Plans It. Thanks so much for watching.